Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm assuming if you made it this far, it's because you want to be friends with me. So, hi friends. And because we're friends, we should probably know a thing or two about each other. So, I'll go first. I love horror movies. I love them all. I love the horror, the thrill, the chill, all of it. Don't care. I also really love The Sims. Like, way too much. So, every once in a while, I like to play Sims for an unnecessary amount of time and throw in a horror movie at the same time. So the other day, I'm doing my thing, I'm simming away, and I decide, yeah, it's horror movie time. So I pick up the 2001 classic, Valentine. Have you heard of it? It's a movie that I actually really enjoy. But in true 2000s fashion, it just is so not without its flaws, and I need to talk about them. Can we talk about them? So the movie starts with your typical 80s generic dance, and we see Jeremy walking around to different girls, asking them to dance, and they are all rude. All of them. So one girl was actually kind of nice with him, said that she would dance with him later. Then he gets to Dorothy, and he asks her to dance, and we cut to them making out under the bleachers for some reason, because it's not the, whatever. So we cut to them making out under the bleachers, and they jump buffalo assholes. And because she doesn't want to get dragged down with the pervert, Dorothy tells the bullies that he actually assaulted her. And because of this, the bullies then drag Jeremy out of the bleachers and then just beat him mercilessly while, of course, all of the children gather around. What fun! Cut to 13 years later, we are met with Shelly, and she is on a date with this douche weasel named Jason, who refers to himself in third person the entire time.
Jason likes your dress.
And then this fool started listing off what she had to eat, like she was expensive or something. But of course our girl was not having that because, and she got the check and she left. So we find out that Shelly is a med student and she's going to spend the rest of her night working on cadavers. And while she's working on a body, she starts hearing noises and decides to get a knife and start moving around all stalker-like, because other people aren't allowed to do shit at night, I guess. So then she ends up running into some other student that's there. They do their how you do's or whatever, and she goes to check her locker where she finds like a super fucked up Valentine thing. And then somehow the actual killer starts chasing her. I wasn't paying any attention. I know it's Katherine Heigl, and like I'm not a fan of her, so like anytime she's in like a horror thriller movie, I just kind of tune out a little bit. And yeah, but anyway, the killer is now chasing her, and her like death sequence is pretty typical. You've got her running through hallways, jamming the buttons on the elevator, but then not waiting for the elevator at all, which, good on you, take the stairs, whatever. Trying doors very badly. And then this dumb bitch does like one of the stupidest things that I have ever seen in a horror movie. Why did she do this? Stupid bitch climbed inside, like, you know how they have the morgue and they have like the lined up body, like cadaver bodies, and they're just all in the bags and stuff. This stupid bitch climbed into a cadaver bag and was just there. I hope he don't see me. Like, bitch. So he comes in the room and just starts stabbing bodies, because of course he does. Like, you did just so many reasons that I have like problems with this movie are just like they're small, but it's like it's unreal. You're in a whole ass hospital. Like, you were just working on a cadaver. Like, you had a knife in your hand. You pick up, so like there are the little trays, that they have that they like drain the blood into. Sorry, it's super graphic, but we're here now. Those tray things, like those are pretty sturdy. Pick that shit up and just, like she wasn't even trying. Act like you fucking like your life. Act like you want to live, bitch. Anyway, Shelly dead now. So, bye, Catherine. Yay. So now we meet grown-up Paige and Kate, two other girls that were at the high school dance or middle school dance, whatever. And they are going speed dating. And then of course we have to go through like the caricatures of like just shitty dudes that's why you're single kind of things. But there's a black guy that's in the speed dating that, I'm sorry, like his fucking delivery, I was so funny because it caught me off guard. Like nothing has been funny this entire time, and then he just the way he says the shit.
Left me out of the goddamn blue. Says she can do better. Says I don't fulfill her needs. Sexual.
But then he like ends it with a no word, so like I can't like him for that. Anyway, all the dudes are cringy. They weird. They were here. And then we end up with I guess the hot guy. Y'all, like, I hate this dude's face. Like, I hate it. Why is your face that? This makes me so angry. Like, I know that's rude, and he can't help his face. Like, ugh. So anyway, the hot guy is supposed to be on a date with Kate, like the speed dating thing, and Paige is sitting next to her, but then Paige ends up like flirting with him and is even like, oh, did my friend tell you that she's in a very serious relationship? And I was like, bitch, you brought her here. And a part of me is like, that was like the way she did it was kind of smooth, so like props to her on that. And obviously like they had the kind of friendship where like it was okay. But then the other part of me was like, bitch, you all kinds of wrong. I'm mad, but like so anyway, they're leaving the speed dating thing, and Kate gets a call, and that's when both of the girls get the news that Shelly is dead. So we're gonna cut to Shelly's funeral. We find out that all of the girls from middle school are still friends, and then we get to meet the heartthrob, I guess, of the movie. Now listen, I can admit that I had a crush on David Boreanaz when I was younger. Like, I was fooled into believing he was attractive. Angel got me, I get it. But like, going back and looking at it, like, even 5 years ago, it's like, oh. So David walks up with his third grader haircut, and we find out that he is Adam, the kind of sort of boyfriend of Kate. And it turns out that Adam has a little bit of a drinking problem, and so much so that they are now on a break, I guess. So Kate and Adam are having this little like back and forth thing about his drinking and how he hasn't been drinking because he wants to get back with her, and he invites her out to dinner and she says no. But it wasn't because like, oh, you're an alcoholic and I have a problem with XYZ, or like any reasonable thing. She says that she doesn't want to go to dinner with him because the last time they went to dinner together, they ended up in a hotel in Lake Tahoe for 3 days, and I have questions.
Last time you and I had dinner, we ended up in a hotel in Lake Tahoe for 3 days.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, where do y'all even live in relation to Lake Tahoe? Like, how did you not make reservations beforehand? Like, was it a fun time? Or it doesn't matter. Like, I know in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter, but I'm curious. So now we're at Dorothy's house, and she has just opened her own really fucked up Valentine. And I have to say, like, throughout this movie, there's like this weird back and forth with them like being nonchalant about the Valentines that they're getting, and then just like fearing for their lives. It's like, pick a fucking side. Either you care or you don't. Shit. But it doesn't matter because now we get introduced to, I guess, the handsome Campbell. I have a problem with the face of like every dude in this movie. They all make me mad. And again, I know they can't help their faces, but like, fix that shit. It's upsetting to me. Anyway, he has come to Dorothy because he needs help. He like has this, he tells the whole like convoluted story about how his roommate is out of town and he just got home and realized that the roommate hadn't been paying his half of the rent or something, and now all his shit is in the street and he needs a place to stay because all of his money is tied up in investments and like internet shit. And then I have to remember it's like 2001 because I'm like, what internet shit? What are you talking about? But whatever, that it worked for her because she immediately tells the housekeeper to go ahead and make a room for him. He's gonna stay with us. And then we get like this weird, unnecessary exchange between her and what I assume is her younger stepmother. And it's like borderline racist, but completely unnecessary. And the only thing that I can get out of that is that, like, Dorothy's a bitch. Like, I'm sorry, Dorothy's a bitch. The whole time I was trying to be like, oh, feel bad. I try to be empathetic towards, like, characters. It makes it a little bit easier to, like, get into the movie. And, nah, girl was a bitch. Ugh. Now, cut to Kate. I know, we're going to do a whole lot of hopping around. There's a lot of characters and this movie skips. It just does. I'm sorry. Our girl Kate is trying to wash her hair when the water cuts off, which sucks to suck. Sorry, homie. And she's running around. She's trying to find ways to get the shampoo out. She even pulls out like an empty ass water bottle from the fridge, which why the fuck was that even in there? But whatever. So she does what I feel like should be at the bottom of the list, but whatever. She goes and she dunks her head in the toilet. And while I understand, like, it's an option, I feel like, and I'm kind of stupid, so I could be wrong. I will fully admit that right off the jump. But I feel like, can't you like take the lid off the tank in the back and just like clip that shit? I feel like it's still toilet water, but at least like that's not doo-doo stained toilet water. I just whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. It's me. It's a me thing. It's fine. I just thought I'd bring it up. Whatever. So she dunks her head in the toilet, and then she like goes because she hears the phone ring, and she like is on the phone and can hear the elevator, which okay, whatever. I feel like there was a different way they could have done that. It was weird, but she hears the elevator and sees that her front door is open, and so she goes and she's walking slow as hell to that elevator, and she sees the mask of the killer from the very beginning just like in the door, just like stopping it from closing. And when she's on her way back to her apartment, we are greeted by Creeps McSeuss, the strangest throwaway character. Like, this guy pops out with this fucking Wolverine off-brand haircut and his nursery rhymes and just is creeping on her. I don't know why his character even exists. Doesn't matter. Kate goes home. We done with him.
Hello, Kate.
Hi, Gary.
You look great, Kate.
Now, Paige and Lily are doing one of those old-timey video dating things. yeah, I said old-timey. You mad at me, shit. But they're doing one of those old-timey dating things, and there is a knock on the door. So Lily goes to open it, and she finds just out in the hallway in front of their door, Valentine and a box of chocolates. And she brings it in, and they kind of like go back and forth about like, who's it for? Who's it from? No, it's got to be for you because you're with more dudes than me, which that is your friend. Even if it's true, that is your friend. Stop that. But they come to the conclusion that they don't know who it's from or for. And instead of doing what a normal person would do and not eat it, Lily's like, cool, free chocolates. And she takes a bite, and it had a surprise. So now Lily and Paige are trying to figure out who the hell JM is that sent them these nasty ass chocolates that you shouldn't have been eating in the first place because they were just left outside your door, but whatever. And just like going through names of guys that it could possibly be, or like people that like have it out for them, which why are y'all so terrible that so many people have it out for you, but whatever. They bring up the name Jeremy Melton, which, if we remember, friends, is the name of that poor young man that was beaten mercilessly in front of children at a dance that I assume had no chaperones, cause what the fuck? I also want to point out that when Lily actually like remembers him, her remembering of him is just her being a dick again. Like, why? Like, I know that you don't, it's been like 13 years and like that's how you remember him, but y'all did not grow as people. You didn't. I can see it.
But Pete, you look so pretty, Pete.
And side note, again, I don't like know like the time frame in which this movie takes place, like the amount of time. There are no, like, obviously it has something to do with Valentine's Day, because title, you're welcome, but like the amount of time that that passes, it doesn't make any sense to me. There's so many jumps. It just, because now we at a party art gallery thing, I don't know, we here now, so come along. The art gallery is for some skeezy art dude that Lily is banging. I don't know, they know so many guys, and they're all just upsetting in the face. And it's really, really bad art. Like, I just want to, like, they make fun of it in the movie, and it's like, yeah, like, their level of bad, the way that they're talking about it, it's like, yeah, no, it is bad art, but y'all, it's weird. I don't even, like, what are you going for? What is this about? Who volunteered for this shit? It's anyway, there really isn't much point to this entire like scene or sequence of scenes, other than to introduce Campbell to the rest of the girls. Like, Dorothy is like showing him off, like, look at my new pretty man that I got, and like whatever. And then there's also like this really weird moment where Can't Afford the Bill Jason like shows up to this party, and he's like far away in the crowd, and Kate and Paige are just like kind of chit-chatting to each other, looking around, and you can see him like off in the distance, and he's staring at them, like, but like smiling, and I guess it's supposed to be charming, like it was supposed to be charming. It was not. He is unsettling. But then like he catches Paige's eye, and she's like, hey, are you gonna come over? And then all of a sudden he does like this really weird like ooh, like he's not, all of a sudden he's got this mysterious I'm gonna kill you later face, which I guess I understand why they put it in the movie, but it felt really weird. And I also want to point out, like, it's a little thing, like I said, with this movie, there are so many little things that in the grand scheme of things don't really matter, but they irk the hell out of me. So you remember when the detective was talking to the girls at the funeral, there's actually a point when he asks them how long it's been since they've seen him, and they all say it's been about a year or two because she's been really, really busy with med school. If that's true, tiny little plot hole, if that's true, like, why would he be at the, like, it just, I'll explain later why it just doesn't, it logistically doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, and then Art Skeezy dude, because he's an artiste, he like has the men and women like separate to go through his shit-tastic exhibit. I don't know why, it's whatever. He got them separated, and now the girls are just kind of like wandering through like, I would be interested to go through it, but then at the same time, like, why does this exist, you know? But whatever. So the girls are going through this exhibit, and Lily sneaks off to go do some stuff with Art Dude. And then his weird, freaky ass assistant like kind of slides in, starts taking a shirt off, all sensual like. And Lily's like, "What's up, dude?" He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I asked her to join." And it's like, you know, that's cool, it's fine, it's whatever, but like, ask her first. Rude. Assuming. How do you even know that that's her type? I'm just like, I'm coming at it from a different point. I'm just saying, like, you have that conversation first. Whatever. She gets mad and she leaves because he did not ask her first. And then she like storms off into what is now miraculously a completely empty exhibit, which is kind of realistic because that was shitty shit. It was shitty shit. I would leave too. But now she's running through this empty ass exhibit that's starting to like malfunction, and she reaches a wall and turns around, and looky, killer dude done found her. And this dude, the bitch gets shot with an arrow. She gets shot with an arrow. Because for some reason, this dude felt the need to bring archery into the equation. I don't know. And Lily gets shot a couple times and ends up falling over a balcony into a dumpster. And I guess her friends didn't actually like her that much. Because when the detective was like, "Hey, weren't there more of you?" Because they end up at his office later. Because again, so many jumps in this movie. Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, no, she's like out of town or something. I don't know. Like, did she tell you she was going out of town? Because y'all were at a party together. Like, y'all came together to go see her art boyfriend's thing, and then she like never left. Y'all didn't ask no kind of questions. How long has it been?" See, another problem with why I have no idea the like time frame. Whatever. Lily gone now. Lily gone. And they're just like, "Yeah, she's on vacation or something. Whatever." So the detective is like asking them questions. They apparently, Shelly's parents got some like also fucked up note at her funeral, signed JM, and so the girls like, of course, bring up Jeremy Melton. And when the detective asks them who Jeremy Melton is, they are again assholes. They are assholes when describing this young man. And it only pisses me off. I mean, there's a lot of reasons it pisses me off. But, like, one reason is because the detective is, like, now asking questions about Jeremy. And, like, all the girls are now letting him know, like, "We got these weird Valentines." And he's like, "I told you," I don't know how long ago, but I told you at the funeral, like, I was looking for someone with those initials. And you didn't think to mention that you got all of these Valentines or whatever. He's super upset. And the thing that irritates me is Dorothy, again, they're all adults now. Dorothy then, like, again, tells her story of her recounting of the dance that night and Jeremy attacking her, which again, guys, he did not. Dorothy's a filthy liar. Filthy liar. And the detective assures them that, you know, it's been 13 years. There's probably no reason for a guy that you picked on in middle school to be coming back and trying to kill all your friends. And I'm not going to look into that because that's going to take work. But he's going to look into it to appease Paige. Because there's like this weird, it's not weird, it's just gross. Like, he tells them not to worry about it because it's not a big deal. And then he looks at her and she's got like these, for lack of a better term, she's got like this like, "Come fuck me" face. It's Denise Richards. Like, if you know, like, just look at her face. She's got Denise Richards' face. Doesn't make any of what he did okay, but like, it's 2001 and it's a movie. So yeah, so he looks at her and is like, "Oh, but I'll I'll look into it for you, because, you know, just in case. So, whatever, Detective skis. But he does actually do his job, and he starts questioning the girls about, like, any partners or anything like that. And of course, both Adam and Campbell come up, and Kate has, like, a pretty normal, reasonable, like, response to, like, you know, it can't be Adam because XYZ. And, you know, like, you always have that instinct first, I guess. I mean, not always. Sometimes you just know it crazy. But, like, it's a movie. So she's like, no, it can't be him because I've known him for a long time. Like, I know his parents are from here, and we used to do this, and I know what his job is, and blah, blah, blah. We've known each other for a while, but gives his information anyway because I'm confident he's got nothing to do with it. Whatever. Dorothy, on the other hand, like, is immediately defensive to the point where it's like, it's just mad weird. Like, even if that's your boyfriend, you ain't gotta be that, like, a girl was just, yeah, I don't think it was him, but yeah, go talk to him. Yeah, cool. Dorothy was like, no, absolutely not. There's no way it can be him. And I have to say this annoying ass bitch, she is adamant that it cannot be Campbell. It can't be Campbell. She knows him so well. They met at yoga.
But it's a very exclusive gym, okay?
Anyway, the detective has their names now, whatever, and the girls are leaving, and Dorothy is like, I'm next. I know it. It has to be me. And they're confused, like, why? This ain't Final Destination. Why do you know that you're next? Like, what's going on, Dorothy? And she finally drops the bombshell that she's a filthy fucking liar, and that Jeremy did not actually assault her. And I have trouble with the next part just because I am just in my normal, actual, real, everyday life, I am a very empathetic person, almost to a fault in a lot of cases. And again, with watching movies, I like to be empathetic because a lot of times, like, the why very much matters to that character's story. And in this case, it's no different. It's just kind of irritating because it doesn't seem authentic. Like, it seems like it was a character written by someone that has never even met somebody that has had to, like, be in that situation. But it's also 2001, and they were cranking movies out like it wasn't nothing, so I don't think they were thinking that deep into it. I'm just me, and I have to. Dorothy reveals that the reason that she lied and said that Jeremy attacked her was because she was fat. Her words, not mine. She said because she was fat, and that Jeremy was the only guy that talked to her that entire night, but when the boys caught them together, like, she couldn't bear it, and she just lied so that she wouldn't be embarrassed. And for that specific situation, I don't condone it, but I do completely understand it, because again, they're in middle school, like, they're in the 6th grade, like, shit is hard, just hard anyway. And coming from, like, a personal point, I understand struggling with your weight, especially around that age, and you're so focused on the attention of other people that if it's the wrong kind of attention, that oftentimes you'll want to do anything to kind of get away from that. And while I can be sympathetic to that, absolutely 1000%, it's almost like the delivery of a line, maybe, and maybe just the way that the character was written in general, it seemed like less of a reason and more of an excuse, you know? I don't know. And Kate asked the sensible question of, why wouldn't you tell the detective this? Because, you know, it's been 13 years and people are out to kill us, so tell the truth. She's just like, I I couldn't do it. I've been holding this on for so long or whatever. And Paige didn't even give a shit. She was like, whatever, like, fuck him, he's fine, it's not a big deal, it was forever ago and he was a weirdo, so whatever, it can't be Jeremy no way. Nerd, whatever, fucking bitch. Like, they sent him to fucking reform school. I'm not 100% what that is, and I'm not gonna Google it for this video, so fuck you. But like, I mean, have a little remorse. Like, damn, Paige, damn. 1,000%. This chick was like, Jeremy couldn't even manage a water fountain without fucking that up, so I don't think he's coming to kill us. Like, bitch, he was in the 6th grade. Like, a lot of people couldn't do a lot of things in the 6th grade, and then one day, poof, they can just beat your ass. Like, he's trying to kill you, and, it's not that hard to do, I feel like. Like, I've seen a lot of horror movies. The bar is low. Like, if he want to get you, he can get you, even Home Alone style or something. Like, he couldn't kill me when he was 12, so there's no way he can kill me at 25 or however fucking old we are now. Math. Then there's a couple minutes of some more lovey-dovey bullshit between Adam and Kate. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. It's like the whole thing is that, like, they're trying to get back together, but it's like, oh, your alcoholism, you should try more for me. And I'm not downplaying that in real life, but for the sake of the movie, like, it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And honestly, the only purpose that it really serves is to cast a little bit of doubt on him at certain points, and then to, like, give her a reason to be mad at him randomly in the movie when we need him to be out of the way, I guess. I don't know. It just, why did he need to be an alcoholic? Like, he couldn't just not be a great boyfriend, and then they don't talk about why, because they don't talk about a lot of stuff, and that's cool, but whatever. So yeah, there's more of Kate and Adam being cute, I guess. So now we're back at Detective Douche Nozzle's office. And he reveals what actually happened to Jeremy after the dance, and y'all, poor Jeremy, like, poor fucking Jeremy. The fact that these girls weren't, like, more upset. I mean, they didn't know at the time, but it's like, damn, right after the dance, like, we knew he went to reform school, so he went to reform school. Then he ends up in juvenile detention. And then 6 months later, he ends up in a mental institution. And then those parents fucking died in a fire. Like, that's so much. That's so much. He just wanted to dance. Oh my God, Jeremy. Anyway, the detective had actually called them there because he wanted to give them some more information and ask more questions in regards to Shelley's murder. They bring up Lily again, and they're still like, yeah, I don't know, she's like gone or something. Whatever, fuck her. And they like have some aged up pictures of like childhood pictures of Jeremy, because I guess after he went into the mental institution, they were just like, no one knows what happened to Jeremy. So like, he could have had plastic surgery and did some like workouts or something and could be a totally different person, which is plausible, Paige. And the detective again asks the girls about their significant others, which again, Kate gives all the background that she has on Adam. She's like, I mean, that's all I know, but you know, I still don't think it's him, but do you? You know, she's not standing in the way, because I want to know. I want to know if you gonna kill me at night. And here come fucking Dorothy. Fucking Dorothy. Riding to her man's rescue. Like, nah, it couldn't be him. I love him so much. The man that I've known for a month. Yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier, but when they originally talked to the detective and Campbell came up, he asked how long he'd known her. A month. He's been, like, they met at yoga a month ago. And again, like, Dorothy has, like, she goes so hard for Campbell. Like, it's weird. Like, especially now that we have established she's known him for a month, and she's calling him her boyfriend already, which, did he Did he have anything to do with that decision? Did you talk to him about it? Does he know that you're saying that? It doesn't matter. He does not. But she's again like on. I can't tell you how many times this woman. She's like, no, I know him. We met at yoga. It's very exclusive. It's a very exclusive yoga. Like, okay, rich people can be fucking killers too. American Psycho, bitch. Like, come on now. And like, I understand that it all stems from her self-esteem issues. It all comes like that's her big why, and I get that, and I can appreciate that for the character or whatever. But like, it's so intense from the jump that it's obnoxious. Also, like I said earlier, Dorothy's a bit of a bitch. So like, everything that comes out of her mouth is just instantly like, why did you even come here today? Like, why are you even talking to them? Are those your friends? Do you even like them? I don't understand. Why are we here, Dorothy? What do you want? Like, at one point, she even, like, when Paige was like, we don't know anything about this guy, like the first fucking sensible thing that she said, Dorothy instantly like goes off on her and is like, fuck you. You've like, there's dudes you didn't even know their last name that you let in your pants, and I just let him in my house. It's only been a month. And it's like, what? Damn, Dorothy? Like, I'm just trying to ask some fucking questions because our friends are dying. But sure, be a bitch today. But while we're on the subject, turns out Dorothy has no idea what his last name is. So, ha. And she gets all pissy and storms out because, how dare you make me make sense? And then Detective Skeezy decides, now's my chance. I'm working on a homicide. Let me cuddle in close to Paige. And this fucking asshole like starts hitting on her and like puts his hand on her knee, and it's just like, the scene didn't add anything, didn't take anything away. It just was a way to end the scene, I guess. Like, men do gross things to women. I don't know, honestly. I don't understand the point of this, other than for someone to come on to Paige because she's Paige and for her to be sassy about it. Because, like, she's not even, like, later on, she's not even upset about it. It was just like, ugh, again. Which, girl, I get it. Like, not to that extent, because you not gonna touch me. But, like, I get it, where it's like, can y'all just stop talking to me, please? I just came here for cereal. Okay, the next scene I actually wasn't gonna talk about because it doesn't add anything to the story. It just feels like weird filler, but it was kind of like not even funny. It wasn't even funny. It's just a thing to mention. So I'm going to, because it was in the movie. So we are now back in Kate's apartment. Kate is not home. But the killer is, and he's just like slowly walking through her house, and we're following the camera into her bedroom, and we can see like a leg sticking out, and there's like a stocking getting pulled up the leg, and it turns out it's fucking Gary. You know, Gary, the weird guy next door that likes to talk in rhymes. Yeah, well, he's in Kate's apartment trying on her panties because someone had to do that in this movie, I guess. I don't know. And I don't know if that like upset the killer, or if he was like, well, fuck it, I was gonna kill somebody today, because Gary did now. So there's some more lovey-dovey bullshit between Adam and Kate outside of her apartment. She's actually on her way home. And they do like some IOU TLC meh. It would be cute if this movie wasn't so terrible, I feel like. But then Kate is walking into her apartment, and nah, it's just Paige. Paige is just chilling in her apartment for some reason. But I'd be upset if I came home and someone was in my apartment that wasn't there when I left. Friend or not, why the fuck you here? But whatever. And the girls are just chit-chatting, and they get a call from Dorothy. And I'm sorry, like, Dorothy would have me all kinds of fucked up. Like, so she calls, and she's super upset because I guess the police picked up Campbell, because of course they did. They said they were going to. They're investigating a murder of your friend. So you should be less weird about it, but whatever. So she calls Kate basically to accuse her of giving the detectives Campbell's information, but it's like, girl, you gave them we were all in the room together both times. You gave the information. Like, the fact that you didn't get the last name doesn't really matter. They're detectives, and you told them where y'all met. It's very exclusive. So I'm pretty sure they have a fucking guest list or something. Like, you gotta sign in or something. You pay your dues every month or year, however fucking rich people work. I don't know. Sacrifice a lamb. I don't know. But, like, it's not that hard to figure out who he is. He found you. He didn't even know who you were. Y'all met a month ago, and he just showed up at your house just ready to go, knowing that you was gonna let him in. Like, it's not that hard to find people. Why are you mad? And don't call my phone talking about why you do this. Don't call me. You gave the information, stupid. Anyway, now Dorothy all mad because her supposedly soon-to-be man might not want to be her man because he got questioned by the police, which, okay. But I guess she's upset because she's about to have this big, huge Valentine Day party, and she doesn't want to show up without a date, because that's sad. But it's like, you didn't even, before he showed up on your doorstep, like, I don't know, fuck it, 3 days ago? Time's not real in this movie. Until he showed up on your doorstep, you didn't even have a date. Like, you have slowly been making this relationship more than it is this entire time. So it's like, what changed? But yeah, she's upset now. And shortly after, Detective Gropey calls to let them know that Jason, Jason from the beginning of the movie, weird face, talks in third person, can't afford a meal, Jason, that guy, they actually arrested him and had to release him. I guess they suspected him of something because he was the last person to be seen with Shelley, and he had the initials JM. Turns out they didn't have enough to hold him, so the detective was calling to let them know that they should keep an eye out just in case it is him that's the killer. And well, I guess Campbell wasn't too upset about getting questioned by the police, because we now find him setting up a hot tub inside one of the rooms of Dorothy's ginormous, unnecessarily so, mansion. And I finally know what day it is. It is apparently Valentine's Day, because Dorothy has just gifted Campbell a watch. Very, very, very nice watch to this man that she does not know. And then they start like awkwardly kissing, and we transition into what we would assume to be the like steamy sex scene, but I guess Campbell couldn't perform. But Dorothy all salty now because she couldn't get any, and so she's like, I'm just gonna go take a shower, because. And while she's in the shower, Campbell comes in and surprises her with like this god awful, like, it's just is. I guess somebody likes it. I don't know, rich people probably like it. It's like a Cupid necklace thing. That he's like, surprise, happy Valentine's Day, which is a little like should have been suspicious to her, at least, because earlier when she gave him the watch, he was like all thrown off guard by it, and was like, oh, I didn't even know we were exchanging gifts. Like, oh shit, I feel super bad because we're not dating, you weirdo. But now all of a sudden he's got this magical, like, he had a gift for you the whole, it's just weird. But I know she was just desperate, so I'm gonna let her have it, but it didn't make no sense to me. And then he drops the bomb that he's got to go meet with some investment people, because I forgot that he does something with investments. Never talks about it, but whatever. And he's going to be gone for a few hours, and she's upset because he's supposed to be her date to the party tonight, and he promises her that he's going to be back before the party starts. He's just going to go downstairs and do a quick workout before his meeting, which, I don't know, I don't fucking work out, but maybe that's normal. But we very quickly find out that Campbell also does not work out, and that he is also kind of a scumbag, like a for real one. So he is actually still in Dorothy's house, not working out, but in fact trying to steal money from someone presumably her, because I actually forgot to mention earlier while they were at the art thing with Weirdo, this lady, Trust Fund Barbie, comes running up and is like having an argument with Campbell, and Dorothy comes in being Captain Save-A-Ho like she has been this whole damn time, and like rubbing all up on him like, can I help you? Like, this ain't even your party, bitch, calm down. And basically like the lady accuses Campbell of like screwing her out of like an investment, like an internet investment, which but also what were even I'm curious about that now. Like, what were even internet investments back in the day? I'm not gonna Google it again, fuck you, but like, I'm curious. Anyway, he's on the phone like trying to steal somebody's bank account information, and he gets one of the questions wrong, and he's interrupted by Dorothy paging him on the intercom, asking him to go light the pilot light, which is fine because like, fuck Campbell because you're a bad guy, but also, girl, you have like, you're rich. We have already established that she has an entire staff that works in the house, and they are currently doing a whole lot of stuff in the house preparing for this party. Why would you page him, not in the gym by the way where he's supposed to be, but why would you page him to go do a thing, and you're trying to get him to like you? Hey, man that I making my boyfriend, go do stuff for me. Like, but whatever, he goes and he does it. So he goes and he lights the pilot light, and guess what? Turns out he ain't the killer. Campbell dead. So cut to the party. It's the big party, the most obnoxious party. Like, it seemed like fun for like someone. If you're like an extrovert, this is your shit, for real. So many people, but like me as a person that doesn't like crowds or other human beings, like that, but yeah, we're at the party now. And we find out that Paige has invited Brian, which is the name of the speed dating guy with the gross face. And Dorothy is found like sad eating and drinking a lot of wine because we're at the party and there's no Campbell. And he said he'd be back before the party started. And while Kate, who has been just like the nicest person this whole time, she's been the most realistic, she's been the kindest to her friends, she even was like, investigate my boyfriend just in case it's him. Like, she's been cool. She's in there checking on Dorothy because she understands how upset she is. Like, this is her big party and she knows how important it was for her to show up with a date being Campbell. And she decides to just be a bitch to Kate instead. Hey, Dorothy. She's all upset because Adam showed up and is like talking to Kate, and they're being nice to each other because, you know, that's what, you know, normal couples are like. They're nice to each other sometimes. And I guess that upsets her and she storms off. And now Kate and Adam are like flirting on a dance floor, and she's talking about how she's gonna go pick up some hot young stud. And then they're like making out on the dance floor or whatever, so they're happy to see each other. And then we see that the speed date guy has also shown up. So everybody that's at the party has a date but Dorothy. So they get to dancing and flirting, and he informs her that he wants to take her upstairs. And when she asks why, what's upstairs, he says that he has a surprise for her. Can you guess what the surprise is, friends? It's his dick! Yeah, he took her all the way upstairs to show her his dick. Ugh. And like, I'm upset with this just in general because don't do that, but the scene itself, it pays off a little bit later and I'll get to that, but like, what upset me the most is like so specific. So like, he takes her upstairs and she's like sitting on the bed and he's standing in front of her, and he like he doesn't even unbutton his shirt. He just like undoes his belt and like drops his pants. Shirt still on, and just like,
Surprise.
and then he just looks at her and was like, come on, wax it. Which, don't fucking say, Was that even a thing? Has that ever been like a thing? Like, I know everything's a thing and most things have been things for a while, but like, don't say that. And she got up and left, rightfully so. Well, she started to. But she had a better idea first and decided to tie him up to the bed, and she waxed it. Watch the movie. Watch the movie if you want to know what that means. It's worth it. Like I said, I love this movie, but I'm still gonna clown it. Anyway, cut to downstairs, and Trust Fund Barbie is now at the party for some reason, because I guess she a detective too, shit. But she's basically like confronting Dorothy about Campbell. And she basically says that, first of all, that necklace that you're wearing that Campbell gave you came from my house. Like, yeah, this busted dude gave her another chick's fucking necklace. And apparently he also stole her money in some fake internet scam. So it turns out there is no investment. He's just a scam artist. And y'all fell for it with ugly ass. Anyway, Dorothy hits her with one of those, he loves me. Like, bitch, no he don't. You don't even know his name. Get out of here with that shit. And then they threw old girl at the party. So they kicked her out, and now Dorothy's upset and she runs upstairs throwing a tantrum, and Paige is like, fuck this party sucks. I'm gonna go drink some wine in a hot tub by myself. Deuces. And then fucking art dude comes up to Kate and is like, hey, where the fuck's Lily? Which, side note, why can everybody find everybody? And why is that now so unbelievable to Dorothy? Because apparently in this universe, everybody knows where everybody is at all goddamn times, even if they're not friends. Because they met at the art gallery. And then they never even checked on her. So, like, why you here? Fucking weirdo. Anyway, he says that Lily never made it to LA. And this is a surprise to Kate because she's like, what do you mean? Like, she's supposed to be in LA for some reason, because we just know that she's supposed to be in LA and never checked on her. Still mad about it. And he's like, nah, she never made it to the shoot or whatever the fuck. Like, she's not there, basically. So cut to Trust Fund Barbie just like rummaging through Dorothy's shit, because she didn't leave. They kicked her out, but she didn't leave. There were like a million people at this party. She just like did a Yui, and now she's just like going through their shit. She finds the watch that she gave Campbell, and like, ooh, this is nice, and just takes the shit for herself. She makes it to the basement, and nice basement. It had those like spiral stairs. I like those. Just a little side note. But she makes it to the basement, and out walks the killer, which is like the housekeeper. She did. And instead of being normal, like, oh, that's a dead lady, and running the fuck away, she like has some smart ass retort. Like, first of all, this isn't even your fucking house. Who you supposed to be? Who the fuck are you? But whatever, so she's there, she questions the killer, and it doesn't dawn on her to run until he's like looking her dead in the fucking eyes. And of course, she running through all these big ass hallways while the killer's walking slow as fuck. And what pisses me off about that is when she runs into him, she's at the bottom of the stairs leading up to where all the people are and the fucking front door. Bitch, if you don't book it up the stairs, what do you do? I'm gonna run deeper into the scary basement. Fucking stupid. The next part I actually don't have any problems with necessarily. She ends up running into the sauna and like hiding underneath the bench. And I guess she got there with enough time that he didn't hear or see anything, and she just hid under there. He looked through the window a couple times, even did one of those like, and she stood up. She was under there. She was quiet. She was good. At one point, she was scooting like further into it, and she finds Campbell's body. He did. Remember, he did. And she like wants to scream, and she does the whole like, I'm happy about that. That's good shit. That's good. You should do that more often. That's smart. I have no problems with that part. Honestly, the only problem that I have with it is that she didn't wait longer. It was all of like maybe 2 minutes. Like, first of all, I'm not supposed to be here, so I can wait. That's fine. Like, fucking 20, 30 minutes. I'll take a little nappy poop. That's cool. There's a dead guy under here. I'll scoot to the other side. But, like, I know there's someone out there that wants to kill me because he saw me. I assume because he was already there with a dead body that he's not there to kill me. I'm just gonna wait. Shit, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Eventually, he's gonna go find something else to do. Or find his target. Or get bored. I don't fucking know. Shit. But I'm gonna wait. I know that much. And it doesn't matter because she didn't wait. He was waiting outside. Now she's also fucking dead. And Kate has just informed Dorothy that Lily never made it to LA. And now all of a sudden, 2 years, 3 months, 6 days, I don't fucking know. Now all of a sudden they're super concerned, like, where is Lily? So they're on their way to go find Paige, because she probably knows where she is. On their way to find Paige, they get a call from the detective, letting them know that Jason might be out to get them, might be at the party, so they should kind of, watch each other's back as he's on his way to them. The girls are now in a super hurry to go find Paige so that they can at least be together. And on their way to find her, they find Adam just drinking away, just having a good time in the corner by himself. And this upsets Kate because, again, that is the only reason for his alcoholism, is for her to be mad at him at random points in this fucking movie. We find Paige exactly where she said she was going to be, in the hot tub drinking by herself, which, girl, same. But she starts to hear some noises, starts doing the whole horror movie, hello? Who is that? Stop fucking around like that. No. Who the fuck is out there? But also I'm gonna get out of this water because you're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me. She does eventually get out and starts wandering around this like jungle inside the house, which a part of me feels like it's absolutely beautiful. And side note, definitely putting in The Sims. You remember? Yeah, no, definitely putting it in The Sims later. But why the fuck do you have? Why do you have that? Whatever. So she's walking through the trees, like trying to figure out who is playing games on her. Brian, are you mad at me? It was just a joke. Of course, it was the killer guy. So he comes up out of nowhere, out the trees, the house trees, and flips her ass into the hot tub and closes the lid and locks that shit. And then proceeds to do what I think is pretty creative as far as like horror movies go, I guess. Like this crazy son of a bitch takes a giant ass drill and just like starts drilling into the fucking hot tub, going around the bitch, like while she's like trying to get oxygen and just drilling into the water, fucking with her. And I mean, I mean, why not? If you're a serial killer, have fun with your job or whatever. But like, that felt unnecessary. And then after he nicks her one good time, he unlocks the shit and just tosses the drill in there, electrocuting her, which is kind of like, it points back to the beginning of the movie when he was asking all of the girls if they would dance with him, and actually Paige told him that she would rather be boiled alive, which, don't fucking say that, but also that's a nice little touch. You get, haha, joke's on you, that's what you got. Yeah, so Paige is now also fucking dead. And when she got electrocuted, that effectively like killed the power, and so now the party's boring and everybody just starts leaving because I want to fucking be here, I don't even know these people. So then all the kids start leaving, and there's like this weird shift where all of a sudden we're not in a hurry to find Paige. Someone's not out to kill us. I don't know. They're just like kind of shuffling through the house like, oh, well, it's cleared out fast, and like shooting the shit. Like, there is a murderer. What is wrong with you? And then all of a sudden, Dorothy just like stops in the middle of her and Kate having a conversation about the kids leaving, and is like basically accusing Adam of being the killer because Of course it's him. We don't know anything about him. And Kate's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, it's the most bizarre. I can't tell. It's one of those situations where I can't tell if it's like bad acting, bad writing, bad directing, trifecta. I have no idea. But it's Dorothy's whole demeanor in this scene is weird. It's weird. I completely understand later on. Like, I understand why they put it in the movie, but it's just like off-putting as hell until you get there, you know? Like, at one point in the argument, Dorothy even says, like, I don't think I trust your judgment, because Kate didn't know that Adam was an alcoholic when they met. Like, yeah, you don't know a fucking lot of things about people. Like, you probably don't know a dude likes sucking toes until you have to tell him no. Like, that's a weird thing to be like, well, how can we trust him? Because you didn't know him before you met him. The fuck? And then, of course, this bitch turned around to be in like a pissing contest about how her man was better than her man, or just as good as what. It's so weird. Like, he's not even your man, you weirdo. But then it's like she turns it into, well, why not? Why can't that fat girl? Which I don't like the way that she says that. She said it weird and hard, like she didn't actually want to say. It's weird, but whatever. It's like this. Can we not have this conversation? Like, we can go to therapy and talk about this later, but again, someone is trying to kill us. Yeah, she's like, yeah, why can't it be my turn? Why can't I have this fairy tale and your man just be a serial killer? Because I deserve to be happy. And it basically, she like goes on this whole rant about how she never actually really liked her friends. She couldn't have. And because they were all of like the ones, you know, like the fun one, the pretty one, the whatever one, and she was the other one, or the fat one. And it's like, you held on to that shit, first of all. Again, totally can sympathize with having struggles with weight, but like, damn, don't have a fucking 13-year friendship with bitches you don't like because I don't understand, but whatever. So now she's mad and she storms off again. Also, I want to point out, there's like a scene, it's like a throwaway, it doesn't even matter, but there's like a point where she like walks away and she's like silhouetted by the light, and bitch was banging. She was banging. She was all kinds of thick and curvy, and like, girl, you look good. You look good. I understand it's 2001, and so yeah, it did. And at the time it was like the 80s and the 90s, and so she grew up in the time where that didn't matter. But at the same time, I was like, damn, girl, I wish I looked like that now. What's wrong with you? But yep, Dorothy's gone. Don't want a tantrum. She gone. Bye. So Kate is now walking around a big empty mansion by herself because yeah, we got here now, I guess. And she goes to call the detective for some reason, and she happens to hear his phone at the house. And like, okay, so the next part is, it's annoying to me. Like, it's the most dissatisfying, is that a word? Doesn't matter, it is today. It bothers me because while he wasn't like the worst character in this movie, just so you know, detective's dead. He's dead. Haha. Killer got to him first. But we don't get to see his death at all. At all. We just like hear his phone ring mysteriously in the dark bushes, and she goes to like a pond thing because rich people have those, and boop, his head pops out. Like, I need more information. Like, what the fuck happened? Also, how long has he been there? How many people has this guy killed? Because there were extra people. There were extra people that didn't even matter. Didn't have nothing to do with this. They were just there in a house full of other people. Like, at least like 200 other people. So it's like, I don't even understand how he was selecting people. But whatever. We don't get to see how the detective died, but he's also now fucking dead, and Kate realizes they are on their own. So now she's just running through this house that is not only empty, it is now dark, so like the staff done left, the family doesn't live there anymore, the house has been haunted for 50 years. I don't fucking know. But she's running through this house, and all of a sudden Adam's drunk ass is like stumbling around at her. And that's scary for some reason. Then he like makes her dance with him and is like whispering all super hot and breathy and close to her ear. And she knees him in the balls and runs away. And there's like this whole montage of her like running to different rooms in the Scooby-Doo mansion. There's clearly like signs of struggle in different rooms. She ends up in the basement finding a gun in Dorothy's study. Dorothy earlier mentions that her father keeps guns in his study, so that's helpful to Kate. Sorry, Dorothy. Now she's feeling a little bit braver. She's going up the stairs, but surprise, surprise, out pops Killer at the top of the stairs, and they struggle a little bit, and they go tumbling down the stairs. And then, bang, bang. Dead. He dead. Adam actually came down the stairs and shot the killer, and now we're safe. We're safe. We must know who the killer is, yes? Kate, of course, runs into Adam's arms, and she's freaking out and so grateful. Thank you for saving me. And he's got to be the big hero, and he goes over to see who the fuck has been trying to kill us this whole time. And surprise, it's Dorothy. Yeah, it's Dorothy, because of course it is, for some reason, I guess. Yeah, it's Dorothy. And yeah, so Kate and Adam do like the normal end of movie, I love you, we are now connected even more through this traumatic event kind of shit. And Adam does this whole spiel about like how some people, if they feel bad enough about something for long enough, that they just have to do something about it. And it's like, okay, random thing to say, but okay. And they just kind of like embrace each other and sit in the room with the dead body until the police show up. Except, double twist, while they're all cuddled up and canoodling, she actually has her head resting on his chest, and drop of blood drops on her face, which I have forgotten to mention this entire time was like the thing of the serial killer. Like, he, every time somebody died, he would get like a bloody fucking nose, which I guess was supposed to be like calling back, like going back to Jeremy in middle school and having a bloody nose or something or whatever. I don't know, but it's fucking annoying, and it turns out that Adam was in fact Jeremy fucking Melton. And he decided that Kate gets to live because she was the only one that was nice to him, which is why you should always be nice to people. It's not, but it does fucking help. They might kill you one day. Be nice. The blood thing bothers me too. Just like, it doesn't matter. It's like seriously the last thing in the movie. It's the last fucking scene. It doesn't matter. It's done. He done all the things that he needed to do. It just like, you don't feel that. Like, you can even see, you can see the actress, like Marley, like she actually like flinches a little bit, because of course she did. She actually got hit in the face with a droplet or something. But like, that's stupid. I get it, but it's stupid. So yeah, that was the 2001 horror mystery thriller Valentine. That, like I said, I actually thoroughly enjoy that movie, crap and all. Like, it's a good background movie for sure. It has that 2001 feel, and I do enjoy that. I like movies from that era. They just have a different feel to them, and I do enjoy that. But damn if it does not have plot holes. First one. So remember how I said that at the art party, Paige and Kate lock eyes with Jason? Creepy dead guy that was with Shelly when she died? Well, I mean, before she died. So, turns out, obviously, that he had nothing to do with it. He was just a guy that she randomly went on a date with So why the fuck was he at the party? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Why? Because y'all didn't even know. Like, you didn't even know who this guy was. You had no idea who Max was the art guy, by the way. You had no idea who Max was because all of the girls, with the exception of Lily, who was dating him, all of the girls had met him that night. And none of them had spoken to Shelly in like 2 years. So who are you? How did you find them at this party? And then found specifically those girls. Again, I understand that that was just like something that was kind of missed. It was an oversight. It was something to throw in mystery and to kind of like cast doubt, like, ooh, was it him? Could it possibly be him? But when you find out that it's not, it just sounds stupid. And then there's like this part at the beginning when Kate and Paige are going to the speed dating thing, and Kate's like hesitant because she's like, I haven't exactly broken up with my kind of sort of maybe boyfriend, and Paige is like, no, you will, it's fine. He's an alcoholic, and she's like, no, he's not, and she gives like some weird full-on diagnosis.
He's not a drunk. He's a borderline addictive personality who happens to like alcohol a lot.
So it's like you're a psych major or some shit, and you know enough about him to know, like, you've been analyzing him this whole time, but you didn't think that, like, maybe there was some killer. I mean, I don't know psychology, I don't know people, I avoid them at all costs, but like, just saying, I feel like if you were watching him that much. Like, the final thing that just like irks the hell out of me, just because it was deliberate. It was absolutely deliberate, but then it also kind of felt like an afterthought at the same time. So this entire time, the killer guy has been wearing this mask. Like, you even find the mask, like when Kate is checking the elevator, you find this mask and it keeps coming back and it's whatever. Well, it turns out like it's a mask that was worn at the dance 13 years earlier. But then I went back and I rewatched the shit. It's not even like it was a theme of, like, it was like a Cupid dance, it was Valentine's Day or something. Like, it was a Valentine's Day dance, but it wasn't like this was like a party favor and like there were masks. There was one kid. There was one! I looked at the whole goddamn gym. There was one kid with this weird mask on and like a black suit, and like, why did you wear that there? He's the weird kid. It's fine. It's whatever. Because wasn't nobody even worried about him. They were too busy beating up poor Jeremy for doing nothing. So it's like, and then there's like, I hate it. Like, going back and looking at it, when all the kids gather around to watch the attack, like, the kid in the mask is just like, the kind of, it's like he's the focus, but he's not the focus, but he's like doing this weird, like head bobby thing, and it's like, I feel like y'all filmed this scene last, and then it was like, oh shit, we don't actually have a reason for him to be wearing this mask. Do you think we need one? Nah, it'll be fine. I don't know, I feel like maybe they won't understand that it ties back to their youth if we don't put something from that dance with the killer, because how would they know? Mask. Well, we only have one of those. I don't know. Put it on that kid. Yeah. Masterpiece. Anyway, like I said, it good, bad, I don't know. It's a movie. It's one that I'm probably gonna watch several times in the future. I own it, because of course I fucking do. So, I mean, I invite you to watch it, don't watch it, and I don't care, as long as you made it this far into my video. And if you have made it this far, you get to now hear me say thank you. Obviously, thank you for taking this journey with me. Hopefully there will be so many more in the future, and you will be there for the ride. If you would like to, maybe, please, go ahead and like this video, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next week with more videos. Bye.